Look at the wheels on that Suzuki. Holy fuck. Wait, hey fella. You watch yourself there, bye. I just need to make sure that my indicator works, because that's where all the wires are. Yeah, it works. Welcome back, MantasMotoMan here. Today I'll be going my traditional route. It's the only place I go nowadays anyway, but yeah, at the same time I want to see what the bike sounds like with the baffle on, because I've actually never ever ridden the bike with the baffle on. What I used to do is, back when I lived with my roommate, we'd be like in a really dense residential area, and I didn't want to piss off the neighbours in the morning, so I would put the baffle in just to warm my bike up, and then I would quickly take it out and then be on my way. But I think my bike is running a bit lean, so what I want to do is restrict the airflow a little bit, see if the engine runs better, and at the same time I'm just curious what it sounds like. Right, are you ready for this? God, this is the moment. Oh my god, so quiet. Now the engine's like louder than the exhaust. So I'll let her warm up a little bit and we'll be on our merry way. You know what? It actually doesn't sound too bad. It's still loud enough to be heard on the road, but it's calmer, it's smoother. It's not aggressive. It's just neutral. What you would expect like a stock V-twin to sound. Of course, this is still louder than, and more thumpier than the stock exhaust, but yeah, it doesn't like dig into your ears. So it doesn't feel like your eardrums will pop or anything. Kind of cool. But yeah, I can actually now hear myself talk and think actually, which is quite nice. And I'm sure you guys can hear me better as well. Does it feel like the engine runs better? Slightly. Actually, I do feel some sort of difference. Nothing major. It's still out of balance because I think I have a vacuum leak somewhere, like a tiny vacuum leak. But it does feel a lot more smoother up the RPMs. I'm not getting any like jumps or misfires or anything like that. Now, you're not meant to, you know, not that you're not meant to, but V-twins don't like it when you drive them at low RPM. But with the type of exhaust that I had, which was basically a straight pipe with the, I don't know what you call it, perforated baffles inside of it, like the tubular baffles with the fiberglass foam, or whatever you call it. Not sure on the exact name. But when you're riding that down the street, you kind of start feeling guilty for, you know, if you go up the high RPM, because the bike gets seriously loud at around 5,000–6,000, and if you go up to 8,000, it sounds like a pure racing bike, which is cool if you're on like a road trip, if you're a group of friends and stuff like that, and you're, I don't know, you try and film a video, it's a couple like flybys or something. But in a city like this, when you're commuting down the city center and get to work, get to school, whatever, it's not really necessary, is it? So long as you're loud enough that when you're filtering, drivers that are in the queue can actually hear you and, you know, notice you, and make sure that they don't squeeze in, or even actually sometimes I noticed that people move over even before I even get to them. Now of course when it comes to car tires, there are those that you kind of go in between and then they hear something, it's like look in the mirror, oh shit, there's a motorcycle, I should move over, because they're distracted or something, or they're not listening, or they have like loud music on or something. But yeah, it's nice, it's calm. It doesn't sound like a shitty 125, which I like. It still sounds, you still have that tone, but it's not as deep, if you know what I mean. You can't hear it that well from the front, but when you're behind me, I've noticed that, you know, the bike can get really loud. But yeah, I can hear the engine, I can hear what my engine sounds like, so I'll probably notice if there's any problems with it sooner. Because when I had the baffle off, you cannot, well, you can still hear something from the engine, but you can't hear that clearly. Like now I could hear, I would know if there's a grinding noise, if there's a ticking noise, if there's a banging noise. Look at the wheels on that Suzuki, holy fuck, wait, hey fella, you watch yourself there, bye. Fucking, it looks like a Miata that's made for like, I don't know, the car or something. Actually, it's kind of cool. Huh? It's like a rally Miata. Suzuki, you and your cars. They make great bikes, but just focus on the bikes, guys. Like your cars are ridiculous sometimes. Oh. I was a bit in the two of the low RPMs is there, because I cannot hear my RPMs well now, but still not as bad. Yeah, the engine runs really well. I'm quite happy. Right, where are you going, fella? So, just to conclude, do you like my bike with it baffle in? Yes. Do I recommend, if you have like an aftermarket racing exhaust, to put a baffle in if you're just going around the cities? Yes. Will I keep this in? Yes. For now. Unless I'm going like a road trip or something where I'm hitting the motorways and you know, the long straights, and I'll take it out just for the entertainment value. Come on.
Traffic warden's just gone down.
Yeah?
They've booked all these cars along here.
Oh yeah. Bikes have free parking here, so...
Oh, is it?
Yeah, we just leave them there.
Yeah, when he came, there was only one bike there.
Yeah.
And he parked alongside it.
Yeah.
And then this one showed up.
No, I showed up. It's gonna be like 10 of us in a pile here.
He said it's fine. It doesn't matter how many bikes we have.
Yeah, as long as it's, you know, not like... Yeah. Cool stuff. Do you have a bike? No.
Only a bicycle.
Good enough for a town like this. So.
You've got 2 wheels, that's all you need.
Yeah. Alright, bye. Yeah, look at this, guys. CBR 600F. 98, I think. Not too sure. Around that time period, anyway. Could use a clean, but look at the forks. It's sorry, like in the exact same condition as mine, chipped away and shit. He has a AIJ exhaust, no baffle. Quite nice, really.